This is the video review for Powercore Combiner's Bombshock with Combaticons. This is Bombshock right here in the center. He's a missile truck, clearly an homage to Onslaught with the guns and everything. The turret can rotate around the truck here. So a neat little truck. These are the Combaticons. I don't know that they have any individual names because they don't have robot modes. They're just drones. Kind of neat little drones. A little chibified. I mean, like this little cartoony looking Jeep. Missile truck here. A tank. And the turret does turn on the tank. So kind of neat. They do have minicon ports on them. You can attach minicons if you'd like. This set does not. Also, Bombshock has a minicon port there on the top of his. This set is one of the Powercore Combiner sets that doesn't come with minicons because it comes with these drones. We'll put the drones off to the side for a minute when we focus here on Bombshock. Transforms into a robot, and to do that you want to come around here and fold these side panels down here, just like that. Lift up his little waist piece there and rotate this around. And then you want to come back here. You want to actually kind of pull these. Now you can just flip these feet down and use the feet there, but the feet, as you can see, with no heel, you have to kind of lean him forward a little bit, or he's going to fall backwards. Unless you use the guns, but even then he's going to fall backwards. So what I do is I pull these combiner pieces out, kind of use his heels to support him, and he stands much more solidly. There we go. Flip that back down, rotate his head here, then just bring his arms down and around like that. Down and around like that. Then you can rotate the get his arms out of the way here. You can rotate the guns up over his shoulders if you'd like. And there you have Bombshock in robot mode. He's roughly basic scout sized. Some of the other two you'll see there are a little bigger. But there he is with Beachcomber. So you can see he's roughly scout size. Average scout size, I guess. Retains the same average scout posability. You can move this up a little bit. He's got hinges on the knees, ball jointed elbows, ball jointed shoulders, hinged hips. Of course, you can, like I said, the guns you can pose. You can fold them down a little bit, like back and down a little bit if you prefer. You can flip them up over his shoulders. If you want, you can, like I said, you can leave the turret down like that. Kind of gives him more of a armored look behind him, and the guns can help stabilize him back here. Not really. I mean, it'll keep him from falling over, but with these heel pieces down, he stands okay. So it's really your preference on how you want to pose him in robot mode. Now he also, as you see, like I question the choice of this Allspark blue for the power connectors. It does make them obvious, which I guess is good, but you know, it draws the attention to them for the kids. But really, I mean, like if they were black or brown or something that or green that mixed in with the figure better, I think you'd still probably get the point. But they went with this really bright blue, which clashes with a lot of the figures. But anyway, it's just the way of it at this point. You kind of want to take these arms, bring them up around like this. And when you come back here, and right here you want to flip out this piece of his head, and then you rotate this whole chest assembly over the bottom. I'm not sure what's catching here. Yeah. There we go. Rotate this whole chest assembly up. The arms you want to bring up and peg onto these tabs right here. You want to flip up the feet here and bring the connector pegs down like this. Then rotate the legs out to the side like this, then bring them up and out like that. And then rotate his head around and bring the guns up like this. There you have him in torso mode. And here's where these drones get kind of neat, because the Combaticon drones from earlier, you'll see there's a little square hole in the back. And basically, when you plug him in, he automatically folds out into an arm. And same with this guy. You'll see that's the only problem with this guy, is that there's no mechanism for extending this piece automatically. This piece just kind of sits loose. So as soon as you go like this, he kind of flops down. And then when he's in arm mode, there's no way of keeping this out. It's just kind of a loose little piece there. And that's the drawback to this arm. And then this Jeep, I can kind of see where the foot supports are already there. You just want to, it helps if you grab him by these treads and plug him on. He's the hardest one to get. There, snap him on. You see the gun flips up, foot comes down. And this Jeep, you actually plug in like this, and you want to peg it in sideways because his feet, you can see his feet are going to flip out like that. And there you have, well, I guess Bruticus. Technically it's Bombshock with his Combaticon armor. But since we're going with Combaticons here, you can call him Bruticus. I don't see why not. He actually stands better than this. I don't know why he's being such a pain for me right now. Because I had him standing just... There we go. Back him up a little bit. And there he is. The posability, since these limbs auto-transform, you've got a little bit of posability. He's got some knees. Hinges built into these connectors. He does have some arm. Range of motion here in the shoulders. And you can... The connection pegs do rotate, so... And his head turns. So you do have some basic... we've got the hips up here. Some basic articulation in the figures. There we go. So he's not just a brick once you get him into combined mode, which is nice. He's a little spindly, just the way the transformation works, and the price you pay. Gimmick-wise, like I said, I think individually the center scouts are awesome. The limbs, like I said, I've only got this set of limbs. The aerial bots are on the way and should be here any day now. So we'll see how those are. But it's a neat gimmick. Like I said, I've got this guy and the aerial bots, and I think the gimmick can sustain 2 of these guys. Well, technically 3 or 4 when you can combine them with the other scouts, which you'll see later on. But I don't know if it's I don't know if it's something that's going to pull a whole line. Unless they really improve the gimmick and the limbs. I don't know if it's something that can really be sustained. I like this guy. This guy's decent. Like I said, I think the individual, the center torso figure is a nice little scout. And he's not bad as a combiner, but I think they could have done it a little better. The gimmick's neat. I certainly give them props for trying a new gimmick. And I think with a little refinement, it could turn into something really cool. So who knows, maybe some later figures down the line are something to keep an eye on, because it could turn into something really cool. And I think it's a good effort, a good starting effort on these guys. I like Bombshock himself. The combined mode is, it's not bad, but it is what it is. You're not missing anything here that I haven't shown you. I mean, you've seen his posability, and you see what he looks like. There's nothing hiding here that I can find to make this any more than what you see right here. So if you like it, like I said, it's a nice gimmick. I like it. I'd like to see where it goes. We'll see how long the line lasts. And I'd recommend picking up at least one of the combiners for the limbs. Once Silverbolt gets here, we'll see how I feel about him. But there you have it. Powercore combiners, Bombshock with Combaticons.